We're absolutely delighted to have Maddie Lou Barink, who worked for the Living Rent campaign for quite a period of time, to tell us about her experiences, and I dare say there'll be a lot that we can learn from Maddie. Maddie.
Thank you, Pat. Pat's one of the first people I ever met in Scotland on the left, and totally wouldn't be here without her, I don't think, so just wanted to give her a wee shout out for that. Yes, I'm Maddie Barink. I worked for the Living Rent campaign. I lived for the Living Rent campaign as well, to be honest, for about a year. And well, we got a lot done in that year, and I'll tell you a bit about that right now. Well, we were mainly funded to work in some of the poorest areas of Edinburgh. Mainly where we ended up focusing was Pilton and Muirhouse. Some of you may have lived in Edinburgh your whole life and have never been down there. And some of you maybe are from there and are here now, and hey, I hear you. And well, I really love the neighbourhoods where I organised, and I'll tell you how we got started. It was me and my friend Saoirse, one of the few volunteers that came up with me every single time. I wish she was here right now. But yeah, we went up there and we did stalls every single week. And we would have people come up to us asking us, who are you? What are you doing here? We've never heard of you before. We've never seen people up here before doing this. And we would explain, we're trying to get better housing for you. We're trying to get you to, you know, band together and fight for your own better housing. A tenants union's relatively new on the Scottish scene, and not many people knew what it was before I told them. So yeah, basically that was our first mission, telling people what we were. Then we finally got one person, one case that was just so out there egregious that we decided to take very decisive action immediately, and the tenant agreed to participate in this. And basically what we did was post the state of his house, which was damp, that if you were at the close, you could smell it before he even opened the door. And it was just so maddening that this man who had 4 children was living his life in this filth, basically. So we just wrote a wee leaflet, put it up all around the neighbourhood where his landlord lived. And the landlord, sure enough, got in contact with me that same day, when we had been ignored by him for weeks before this. And then suddenly, he was mad. He wanted it all taken down, and he wanted us to retract what we said. And we told him, well, we'll retract it once it's not true anymore. So we got him to invest in the house, and a new toilet, new kitchen, new state-of-the-art venting system to get rid of the damp. And well, we were very happy, but we still didn't get compensation, so that's still an ongoing fight, honestly. But that's how it started, the first case, the first victory. Then more cases started coming in from the neighbourhood. And then, slowly but surely, we were starting to notice that in Pilton, it was really the worst inheritance from right to buy you can imagine. Loads of people with all kinds of different landlords, of various different, very wealthy ones, not so wealthy ones, but all had in common that they were not taking care of their properties. Then slowly we also started hearing about the state of council housing in the high-rises in Muirhouse. And when I first started door knocking there, I met, you know, a woman with 2 babies, one of them ill every day from the damp that she was forced to live in with her children, with her family. And it slowly got worse. We met more people, more health concerns. We found out more about the houses. We found out more about how ignored this has been, how widespread this problem has been for years, and how much people already knew but weren't doing anything. Sometimes it was residents themselves that just were so hopeless that they didn't think that they could do anything. And that was the first mission that we had, was making people realize that they have the power to change what they need. When it comes to their rights, they've got the power to change it, and all they need to do is reach out a bit and grab it. I'm very proud of the achievements we made there, because one of the things about organising in a high-rise is it's rather easy. You've got, hundreds of tenants with the same landlord, and that was the key to our success, because we had hundreds of tenants that wouldn't take it anymore. Every single one of the tenants that came to our meetings, everybody did something. Whether it was just show up and be moral support, or help contribute to the report we wrote that shook the council to a degree that every single party felt the need to show face at our events. We went to talk to the council, and as the tenants that I helped get there talked about their living situations, you could see them go white. These people, some of them had never ever heard about this at all. And what makes me really angry about this is that it had been known for years. No, everybody knew what the state of those high-rises was, and honestly still is. This is a fight that is ongoing and that requires everybody to be on it all the time. We're hoping that we can maintain that kind of situation and fight in the north of Edinburgh, but it takes everybody signing up and being in solidarity with your fellow tenants. If you aren't already signed up to a tenants union, please do. If you are not a supporter of living rent as a homeowner yet, please support our fight, because our fight will become your fight in the end if the housing market goes the way it is. My generation is, generation rent. We're going to be, a third of us will never own homes. This means that a third of us will be paying somebody else's mortgage for the rest of our lives. This cannot continue to go on the way it is. Sky-high rents in Edinburgh mean that people people get stuck in housing, not just people in high-rises that are in unacceptable conditions, but also private landlords who ignore their own homes, who know that somebody will rent off me. No matter what I charge, no matter what the state of the house is, somebody will be desperate enough because I own a home. And this is a fundamental inequality that living rent stands to fight, and living rent is the best way to fight it. We need to build the tenants union up in Edinburgh to a point where some of the disappointments that I faced in my work that I couldn't fix will be able to be solved. I am disappointed that I wasn't able to do more for the surrounding area around Muir House and the private tenants in Pilton, who all faced more individual problems and didn't feel safe enough to take action themselves. I want to build a movement that is strong enough to stand up for them, but we need everybody on board. And that includes all of you. That's what I've come here to say, and what I hope that we can take away from this is that if you look at what we achieved in the high-rises, and that it took every single tenant, and in the end 65 of them actively involved to get the council's attention, and to get 7.5 million invested in these high-rises over the next 5 years. I would like everybody to join that fight, everybody to stand in solidarity with the poorest of our community, and to, take back as what is actually already ours. I'll just end with a slight adaptation from one of my favourite songs. If you're out on time tonight, have a pint on me, but go easy, stay free.